This week, we're going to talk about privilege, success, and inheritance.
Hello! Welcome to Adulting Piece by Piece, where we figure out life one chaotic puzzle piece at a time. My name is Lily.
And my name is Lola.
Well, welcome to another episode with us. We're back to do my favorite puzzle, Ravensburg puzzle. And you know, as I always say, they're always dog or cat, and I genuinely love them. Lola is going to
introduce our wine for the day.
Yeah.
Castillero del Diablo, which is a Chile wine. It's a pretty good price point wine.
I actually really like wines from Chile. Cheers.
Cheers.
It's actually really good. This is my favorite one. My favorite ever wine is my favorite, but I don't like too sweet or fruity. I like earthy.
It's a capsule, so that's a good.
All right,
let's
do it. So today's topic was
privilege, inheritance, and success. It probably sounds a bit like, what exactly are we going to talk about? What I think we're going to get into is this whole idea that in many places, or just in the world in general today, we have this idea that if you just work hard enough, you're going to make it, you're going to succeed. But in reality, it's the certain privileges that you had actually matter. So for example, what country were you born in? What kind of parents did you have? What was their financial status? What circles did you run into? Where did you go to school, right? And like you could also naturally be gifted with certain things, right? Like you can work really hard to like play basketball, but you might also have some natural talent that helps you once you work hard.
Be tall.
Like be tall. But I feel like we're not allowed to talk about privilege. It's almost like a bad thing.
That's true. Because I think like even skin color, I know sounds gonna racist, but even having a skin color different than other skin colors, like I'm just gonna be blonde. If you're white, blonde, blue eyes, you always have privilege in anything.
Because like all other races think blonde and white is pretty. But like no one thinks that's a bad thing.
Exactly.
But also now it can like backfire. Because like now if you're like your stereotypical white person, you're not allowed to talk about anything, right? Because now it's like, how dare you have an opinion on this? You're not that. And like, you're the cause of all the problems. So don't have an opinion.
But I think they still do. I think they're just not saying it in our faces.
They just don't do it too. Yeah.
They do
it amongst each other.
They kind of run the world too.
Yeah, I remember reading about a workplace once. So it was like, you would put your application in and it would filter out the name. So you would just get a number for the person's application without knowing what their name is. Because the name can give it away.
With my cousin, he put his name as an Alan. His name is Ali, but his everywhere is Alan.
But I think also depends on the city and where. Like I would say like where we are, I don't actually think it matters.
It does.
I don't
Especially
think so.
in our city matters. Like let's see, if you're in San Francisco, everyone is high tech. I think they will not go with Eric. I think definitely they go with like, I don't know,
the Asian
Raj,
name,
or they will
or
go
the Indian name,
I don't know, Chang. Yeah. But in the city we are, it's because it's so much political. They want to go with people who want to speak the certain way.
But then they always have all these quotas, right? So
they
they're
don't.
Like trying to match
actually, when you're in deep government,
they do. Are you kidding me? They're so focused on like LGBT representation.
No,
now,
I mean like
black
by your
executives.
But
like,
for me, like there's how many? I think honestly, I'm in our group of like.
Oh, you're in a rare one because you're seeing it way more now. And like you often see it where you're like you have zero qualification. I hate to say this, but especially in the executives, because there's two types of minorities that they've really been pushing for, and you're like, I hate to say it, but you're not qualified for this job, so I wonder why you got it. And I don't want to think like this, but like you can't help but think like this when you keep seeing the same stereotype.
And then that's like one privilege, like having your name. Deep down, I know having a white name will give my child a privilege.
In some things, and in other things not.
I think in every aspect of life.
I don't think so. I mean, and also like you're in a predominantly white city.
Yeah.
But so I mean, I guess
right
what I was
now
actually trying to get at is like, why do we think it's a bad thing? Like, why is it negative? Like to say that I have this privilege, it's almost like we've made it that it's like a bad thing. So everyone's trying to deny that they have a privilege in anything, even though we all have it in some things.
Yeah.
Whereas, so like you would say, for example, if your parents have money, back in the day, that was just expectations. Like right, even if you go back to like tribal times, like you worked hard for the tribe, you pass it down. Then like in families, right, your parents work hard with the expectation that they're gonna like pass things down to you. Like parents, even our parents, like they're not that much older. Like this is what they grew grew up with to like leave us things, right? Which is why I find like that generation, like the boomers, they have such a hard time spending because they have this idea that they have to like provide for their kids.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it was an expectation, a normal part of life. We all knew was gonna happen, but somehow that narrative changed and now it's just like bad. Like you're supposed to like, you don't want anything to do with that privilege, even though like, yo, it's just a fact of life. And to me, it's like the very fact,
do it with the...
because you're not allowed to talk about privilege. Like it's a bad thing. Like, right? If someone's like, oh, you're so privileged, like it's a negative thing. Whereas it's like, yeah, yo, I am. This is my privilege. Like my parents worked hard, they saved money and they gave it to me. Like, why is that a bad thing?
Yeah.
This is how society has always been. Yeah. So like, why did it, like, it was an expectation that you would do this.
Because they...
So why have we made it a bad thing?
Because they use the privilege as an insult, and then the person's like, and then the other side of it, they try to be like, no, I'm not privileged. Do you know how hard for me to go? I'm like, no matter what, you are privileged. Like,
okay, yes, kind of. Because I think, to what you're getting at, I think it's this idea where like, you know, if you had inequality in certain ways, you didn't really want to actually give up your privilege. So instead, this like narrative got pushed that if you just work hard enough, you can do it too. Like anyone can do it if you just work hard enough. Even though the reality is not that. You actually, like, yes, okay, there's like a really small percentage that just really worked hard, like some genius that invented something. But like 99% of the time, you grew up in the right place. Your parents had financial like backing for you. You went to like the fancy school, or like, right? Like you had privileges. Otherwise you wouldn't have gone there. Like how many of these like billionaires just like self-made? Like basically almost none of them are. They all had something.
Like right now people were like, oh, but Bill Gates never left their kids so much money. I'm like,
but they're Bill Gates.
He left their kids or their last name. Like that kid is equipped with living perfectly in this world. Bill Gates wanted it to raise their kid normal. They should have like left them to another country for like, not a boarding school in Switzerland, you know?
Yeah.
No, like, you know, go build Will, or go build this, go build something, and then
well, they should have just done an experiment where they left their
Exactly.
kid with like an average family and
think-
seeing what happened.
yeah.
It's probably cruel, but like this would be the only way to know.
I think Paris Hilton and then her other Richie, as they invented
yeah,
they
yeah.
had a show, so they go to like farm
Yeah.
and they're trying everything, and it's funny, but you're like, oh wow, you see, you don't even know how to make your own tea, or you don't even know how to make your own coffee, or you don't even know how to put a gas in your car, because that's just like, it's been done for them for so long. I think, but they don't learn. You know, I don't think so they're learning. I think they just like have to accept it and move on, and then we should just accept it, because I know that we are trying to make a world as an equal place that is, but we don't live in that reality. That reality is only in the books.
Exactly. All right, so on what you were saying, this whole idea that we've created like a fake story, kind of, right? Like if you work hard enough, you can get this, that. I'm wondering to what extent, like so much of the, I don't know, like the anger, the unhappiness, all the stuff that exists now in the population is like because we all fell for this like fake story, and then now we're living it, trying to get to it, and we're not getting there, and we all think like we're failures, even though we're not actually failures. It's just the system's actually like the story we were told is not true, and the system is just like failing us. Just because like if people were upfront about it and honest, like then you wouldn't have this expectation.
I understand where you're coming from, but I feel like working hard, it's just like that's a different story. For you to just have to accept it that yes, I'm in this world, and I think it just comes from comparing yourself. Do you know what I mean? So like people start comparing themselves to celebrities. They want to live like them, or they want to compare themselves to a specific society. But if you stop comparing yourself, you could thrive in your place, and you could actually be better than them. If you're in San Francisco working at Silicon Valley, your name doesn't matter, your background doesn't matter. Yes, it does in certain way, but person could come from India there. It just matters to pass the interview and show how better you are, and then to stay in there. You're actually, because like my brother-in-law works there, and he's my brother-in-law. He competed. He might got a way of having an interview, but he had to pass that interview with the same as Eric, James, John.
Yeah.
And then he has to basically, they have to keep competing. Yes, maybe the owner of that Apple store, Google store, they have that specific person that maybe they're gonna pass that company. But the engineers, that software, everything that is built, I don't think so that could pass on. So like, let's see for Hollywood.
No, yes and no, because like, okay, like Zuckerberg, his kids are gonna get the best education. So yes, okay, they'll be this fancy engineer,
They will never be engineer.
Actually, they probably will be, because there's a lot of people that have money and actually do well with it.
But
and
like,
often this is the example that people give, people that actually work hard. Like Musk, for example, but like he came from something. He didn't come out of nothing. So like, yes, he's a genius. He works hard. He does questionable things too, whatever. But like, he also came from something.
But they're only 1%. That's what I mean. They're the only 1%. Let's see.
Correct. But so to get to that 1%, this myth is that's what
I'm saying. You should never want to be in that 1%.
Correct. But like,
you should be in high in your 99%.
Because like, that's not the story we're like sold. The myth that we're like sold is like, if you work hard enough, you can be in that 1%. And that's what I'm trying to get at. That people are like angry because it's like they're told a lie.
I guess, but
like,
I feel
the
like
reason you look at celebrities and you're pissed off is because like people don't know that like most of these celebrities were like, what do you call them? Nipple babies?
Nepo baby. Nepo baby, yeah.
Like they're all like kind of connected, right? Like it's rare that this like, who was this? Like The Weeknd, was he homeless? Someone saw him. Like there's a few of these like random
Justin Bieber,
stories,
yeah.
But like they're definitely not
I don't
the
think
norm.
The Weeknd was homeless. I think Justin Bieber was on YouTube and he was just like playing on a YouTube and what is that? Usher discovered him.
I don't remember. It was something.
Yeah.
Anyway, so like once in a while, but like to me, I'm thinking.
But again, for me, like for Justin Bieber, he was privileged. That's what I see it. I'm like privileged in every aspect of the life. You just have to stop comparing yourself with that 1%. Justin Bieber, his parents had money, led him to study his dream, led him to be sitting on a sidewalk.
Imagine our parents.
Exactly.
Like, what do you mean?
Sitting on a sidewalk, play his guitar, pursue his dream. That's a privilege to have that parents. If I tell my mom and dad that, oh my God, I want to go play guitar in like street and collect money, they will be like, you're bringing shame to your entire generation. That's a privilege
to our ancestors.
Or like Ed Sheeran, the way he understood because he had a lip.
Oh, did he?
So for his parents, they understand him. They didn't tell him like, there's nothing wrong with you. You're perfectly fine. They're like, yo, you know, if there's something wrong with you, I'm gonna put you to an actual place. So singing helped him, and now he's like an Ed Sheeran. You have to see every aspect of your life. You got a privilege. So if you just stop.
So everyone has a privilege somewhere.
In somewhere, because like, yes, I can never be you. You have way more supportive parents than I do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I cannot compare myself, but you are actually privileged to have a good mom and dad who let you do this, that. But then compared to our other friend, Burrito Mom, her parents were way more better. She got privileged that her parents trusted her to come to another country. That would never happen to us. So like my entire point is that 1%, okay, you're 1%, good for you. How many kids you have? Like, yes, Elon Musk have like 100, but Zuckerberg have 2 kids. And that 2 kids would never have kids. Maybe have 1, maybe adopt. I'm never...
Or they'll be Elon Musk and they'll have a lot.
Yeah, but I'm never comparing myself to them. I'm never...
No, but like, you're a very rational person.
No, there's actually...
Picture yourself as the average Joe Blow scrolling through Instagram, seeing these celebrities, being like, damn it, why am I not this?
So you know what?
Imagine you didn't go to therapy. Imagine we didn't sit and have wine and have therapy.
Because, I would tell you, because my husband, he's one of those Joes.
Thank you.
Because, like, he sits down and he's like, oh my God, I want to be that YouTuber who makes... I'm like, you could actually be that YouTuber. You just have to put the time and effort. You cannot just, like, what is that, Dorothy, like, knock your feet together, the money drops. I'm like, if you see that gamer, I'm like, yes, again, that gamer was privileged that the parents allowed him to play games, to spend his free time playing video games and be good at it. Yeah. I'm like, now you could do it, but you don't want to do it because it's time, effort.
It's so much effort.
It's so much effort. Like, look at us. It takes us so much effort now to just do this.
We're dying. We're barely surviving.
But we want to do it because this is our dream. So the minute you have a dream, doesn't matter. You would work anything to get there. But then I come.
Or the very fact that you can think that way is another one of your privileges.
That's true.
Because a lot of people just literally don't have like the will and motivation.
Yeah.
Like they can't put themselves there. Maybe. I'm
Maybe.
just trying to be a
I know,
devil's advocate to everything you say. I actually 100% agree with everything you say. But it wouldn't be a fun podcast if I agreed.
I know, exactly. It would be like, oh, these two girls.
And someone is listening thinking the things I'm saying. So, you know, I gotta bring it up.
Exactly. Like they're gonna be like, yo, these two people, they keep agreeing and cheering to each other. But I understand exactly where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I actually feel there's more of us out there.
More normal people like us? And is it that just that the crazies are loud? Is that what it is?
Exactly. Crazies are loud and they're like, again, back to social media. They're the influencers. Because they're the self-centered people and they think they're the better and they want to, if you listen to them, all they think, I want to be, what does that go? Kim Kardashian, or I want to be the Sophia Richie, or I want to be the Meghan and Harry. And you're like, the princes that you never will be, and they love that life so much they forget their sense and they want to be that sense, and you're like, you wouldn't just accept it. You never will be that. What you are, it's privilege. Where you are is privilege. I'm saying this now I heard my own voice too. Like, take a deep breath. We're not doubting anything. We're not saying that yes, you're not appreciating what you're having. We're just trying to make the life a little bit better
by being real.
It's okay if I shop at, I don't know, what is that, Food Basic. It's okay if I, like, again, we go back to our tattoo. It's okay. We need to keep telling each other and ourselves mostly. Like for me, again, I say it took me so long to have a group of friendship, and having that group of friends, it is a privilege. It genuinely is. And I got this friendship in my 30s, and you know, it's okay. We didn't need to have each other through high school. It would have been great. But we did it.
Maybe you're more appreciative of it because you didn't have it
exactly
before.
Now we actually understand each other. We don't take each other for granted. We're like, okay, this is a good thing we have. And it will survive. So so I feel like we need to genuinely stop comparing ourselves to Kim Kardashian. And again, if people like admire Kim Kardashian or those Real Housewife of Orange County or all that, they actually don't have a great too. Like, look at where Kim Kardashian, she had to freaking sell her sex tape to be where she is. It's not like
you too can do that.
Exactly. So or what is
like
that?
She already was rich.
She was already. Her parents were like lawyers.
So like she's a terrible example. Like her dad was OJ's lawyer.
Exactly.
Like come on. Yo.
Do you know what I mean? Or like, you see, that's what I mean. I mean, even that one of the celebrities' daughter, she's proud have OnlyFans. I'm like, just look how terrible is that? Like, because they're seeking attention so much. They would do it in anywhere, anyhow. That's basically where it comes from. So don't compare yourself to them. And those Orange County women, where do you think this reality TV show? Because their husband were not paying attention. With this much money they have, they couldn't buy happiness. They're so petty to have a fight and pull each other hairs on a TV, and me and you were entertained. Like, look at it as an entertainment. I love it. I look at them as an entertainment. I would never be like, oh, I wish I was that. I wish I was sad and rich and what is that saying, that I was cleaning my tears with money. No, I actually don't want to clean my tears with money. I want to make sure I have a friend that I could come and cry.
Maybe last question before we wrap up. If you have the privilege, do you think you should feel guilty about it or just own it? Wow, I did not actually think that was going to be your answer. So then, really?
I think so.
You should feel guilty about it? Or should you like own it and then like try to do some good in the world with it in whatever capacity you can? Because to me, I'm like, you could have the privilege and you could do nothing. You could just waste it. Or you could have the privilege and work towards something using that privilege and be a good person.
I like that. Yes, I will go with that.
And like, what benefit does guilt ever do anyone? I feel like people become a-holes when they sit in guilt and shame too long.
Feeling guilty, I feel, makes you move. It's like one of your senses.
But I think there's also a fine line when you're just like paralyzed by the guilt. I think that can also happen.
That's true.
You know, in life, most things are gray. There's no real answers.
I like that. You always remind me there's no white or black.
And
it's
white.
always,
Yeah, as much as the world tries to force us to think that way.
I like that.
All right. Win of the week.
My win of the week was I had really a rough week and I even went to work, but then my body reminded me that if you're not feeling well, stay home and be humble.
And be humble.
So yeah, I think this week I learned that, and I think I would take that as a win of the week because I learned to listen to my body and not push myself, even though, you know, sometimes the stress of it and you want to please your boss, you want to please your coworkers to show up, but showing up for yourself is the step one.
Oh,
Cheers, that was good, man.
Wow.
Oh, therapy 101.
Wow, good job.
What was yours?
I was a good friend who drove you home while you were half dead.
Don't write on my win of the week.
I couldn't think of anything else on the spot.
Yeah, no, seriously. Thank you.
And I made you laugh the entire time.
Yes, you did.
Thank you. Cheers to me.
Cheers to
Yes.
you. Yes, I love it. We take that. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and tune in every Wednesday. We're here for you guys.
And Fridays.
Cheers. Bye.